स्ट्रीम दिख रही है मेरी सबको?
हाँ भैया।
मतलब कोई ऐसा है जो मतलब लैंग्वेज किसी को दिक्कत है, किसी सिर्फ इंग्लिश में बोले या सिर्फ हिंदी में, तो बता दो जैसे तुम्हें कंफर्टेबल हो सबको।
कोई दिक्कत नहीं है।
मतलब किसी भी लैंग्वेज, मतलब वो जो आउटसाइडर हो जैसे बिल्कुल इंग्लिश से है वो, या सब हिंदी में भी समझ जाएंगे? है भाई कोई ऐसा? आई गेस ऐसा कोई नहीं होगा, तो बस फिर अब स्टार्ट करते हैं। सो गुड इवनिंग ऑल। Good evening all, myself Ishu and I'm a mentor at IEEE DTU. Thanks for your benign presence. So IEEE DTU is conducting a tech week throughout that you might all know. It is a 7-day workshop event which comprises of different workshops. Like it is today is the IoT workshop. We have also learning with some of the workshop parallelly, and some of the workshops are scheduled for a later half. Like basic programming workshop is done now. It is IoT. Then we will also move on to other workshop which will be related to circuit designing, web development, etc. And later these workshop will, after you join IEEE, these workshop will get converted into your SIDs. SIDs are nothing but a short form for similar interest group in which people align along with your similar interest, get aligned, and they work for a similar purpose. Like I'm inclined towards electronics part, me, my partner Mudit are inclined towards electronic part, so we have built a community of people who are inclined towards the same goal. So we help each other in studies and creating some innovative projects that we will show you today. So now our project is basically based on a motion sensor which senses a motion or nearby object. It is a prototype model which we will be constructing later half in our college life, and we will in today in the presentation we will show you this prototype model how it works. So now I'll start you by introducing our project through a video and present it. Just a second. Hmm. Okay. दिख रही है सबको वीडियो? ठीक है, मैं वीडियो चला देता हूँ। हम्म, तो कैसी लगी भाई सबको वीडियो? तो चैट या तो चैट में डाल दो कोई भी।
अच्छी।
अच्छी थी ना? मतलब ये पूरी ऐसा है, मतलब एक ऐसा तो इसके बाद तुम्हें भी मतलब हम पूरा स्क्रैच कि तुम ऐसा ही मॉडल या इसी टाइप के जो भी आर्डिनो से रिलेटेड मॉडल है तुम उसे बताओगे, मतलब बेसिक तुम इस प्रोसेस इस समझ जाओगे, तुम जब आई ट्रिपल करोगे तो बढ़िया। मैं प्रेजेंट स्टार्ट करता हूँ, ये तो सिर्फ एक वीडियो थी, प्रेजेंटेशन। Yes, now I guess it's visible. So this we have made a prototype model of PIR, which is a passive infrared motion sensor, which is basically based on the concept of saving energy, because we see that the lamps around are daylight as well, so we a lot of electricity. To overcome that, with that motto, that PIR. So coming to the index of our presentation, first we will let you know about what is IoT. Then Deepak will introduce what is the IoT and some of the basic terminologies and the introduction of the project. Then Mudit will let you go through the inspiration and working of the project. I will explain you further about the future scope. And at later half, we will have two basic programs that you can also play along with us. We will have a Kahoot quiz, whoever participate in, and the top 3 winners will get goodies and prizes from IEEE. And further have a take up you can ourselves, which will be a simulation project, the same model that we have built now. So coming to the material that you will be mentoring today, so this is myself, Ishu Yadav, and I'm a mentor at IEEE. Beside that, I also manage some of the events. I am also at the position of event manager. Now Deepak will introduce himself. Deepak?
Yeah, so hello guys. Hope you all are doing well. So here myself, Deepak Kumar, a second year BTech Electrical Engineering student, and I am mentor at IEEE DTU and PR executive at IEEE DTU.
So hello guys, my name is Mudit Tripathi and I am a corporate and PR executive at IEEE at DTU, and I am also a mentor at IEEE DTU. So today we are going to conduct a very interesting and fun quiz, Kahoot. After that, we will help you to build a project with Arduino, and all of you who will be with us in the whole this whole hour will get certificates, and the winner of the Kahoot will also get some exciting goodies and prizes. So without wasting our further time, let's get started. So now from here, my partner Deepak will take you, and he will be explaining about IoT and MQTT. Over to Deepak.
Yeah, thanks Mudit for this introduction. Now, so let's start our first topic, which is IoT. So any one of you have any idea about IoT? If you don't have any idea, so I will explain it. If any one of you, okay, no
Yeah,
issues. So
IoT is
let's
like
continue.
basically making embedded devices smarter.
Yeah, good, nice one. That's great. Any another answer from your side? कोई है और जिसे पता हो आईओटी का कुछ भी? Okay, कोई नहीं. So also the first question comes in our mind, why we need IoT? मतलब IoT ऐसा क्या है? मतलब हमें IoT क्यों चाहिए? The difference is that because जब IoT हम use नहीं करते तो before IoT what we have to do, we have to run from machine to machine to tell them that what they have to perform for us. राइट, कि अगर हमें कुछ चाहिए तो हमें मशीन टू मशीन जाना पड़ेगा, फिर बताना पड़ेगा कि हमें ये कमांड चाहिए. तो उसके IoT से पहले ऐसा होता था कि हमें मशीन टू मशीन जाना पड़ता है. बट with the help of IoT, the devices can interact with them, they can collaborate and learn from each other experience, right? जैसे हम ह्यूमन करते हैं तो वैसे वो डिवाइसेस भी आपस में इंटरेक्ट कर सकते हैं, कोलैबोरेट कर सकते हैं, एंड वो अपने एक दूसरे डिवाइसेस से एक्सपीरियंस लर्न कर सकते हैं. सो दिस इज द डिफरेंस. जब IoT का हमने यूज किया तो ये हमें मिला बेनिफिट. तो अब ह्यूमन इंटरवेंशन को मशीन साइकिल पे वर्क करने का थोड़ा कम हो गया. So now what internet technology do? It basically take data from the all other devices and it put a server cloud. Now from the other slide, we will move to the cloud computing. Then we will see what is cloud computing. So what is cloud computing basically? So the cloud computing is basically कि अगर जैसे थोड़ा सा ना इसे एग्जांपल से समझते हैं लेट्स सपोज हमने कोई से स्टार्टअप करा, राइट, हमने कोई से स्टार्टअप करा, अब हमारे कंपनी में अभी कुछ थोड़े से मेंबर्स हैं, एंड आफ्टर दैट वी आर सीइंग कि अब धीरे धीरे हमारी कंपनी का साइज बढ़ रहा है, नंबर्स ऑफ एम्प्लॉय ज्यादा हो रहे हैं, तो हमारा जो डेटा स्टोर होगा वो भी ज्यादा होते जाएगा। और अगर जब डेटा स्टोरेज ज्यादा होते जा रहा है तो या तो हमें हार्ड डिस्क वगैरह लेनी पड़ेगी कि हमारा डेटा जहाँ पे स्टोर हो, राइट। तो अगर हमें ऐसा करना पड़ेगा तो धीरे धीरे अगर नंबर ऑफ एम्प्लॉयज बढ़ते ही जा रहे हैं, बढ़ते ही जा रहे हैं, तो हमारी कॉस्ट बढ़ेगी, ठीक है। हम अब वो जो हार्डवेयर हम जिसमें डेटा स्टोर कर रहे हैं उनके ऊपर भी एक्सपेंसिव बढ़ेगा, उनका भी ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा, उनके मेंटेनेंस चार्जेस सब कुछ ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा। तो क्लाउड कंप्यूटिंग ने क्या करा कि मतलब ये ऐसा है कि आप एक लोकल नेटवर्क पे अपलोड कर दो अपना डेटा, राइट। वो सब आप उनको एक मिनिमम फीस प्रोवाइड करते हो कि हाँ ये फीस है हमारी, वो फीस लेते हैं प्रोवाइडर, एंड वो क्या करते हैं हमारा डेटा वहां पर रखते हैं। अब ये सारी उनकी जिम्मेवारी है कि वो डेटा को कैसे सेफ रखना है, कैसे उनकी मेंटेनेंस करनी है, और हम जितना चाहें अपने अपनी कैपेबिलिटी के हिसाब से कि अगर हमारे कंपनी का साइज ज्यादा है तो हम ज्यादा यूज कर सकते हैं प्रोवाइडर्स का, और कम है तो कम यूज कर सकते हैं। सो दैट्स द बेनिफिट ऑफ क्लाउड कंप्यूटिंग। तो क्लाउड कंप्यूटिंग का बेसिकली यही काम होता है कि वो हमें एक स्पेस प्रोवाइड करता है जहां पे हम अपना डेटा स्टोर कर सकते हैं। सो मूविंग टू द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड, वी आर गोइंग टू सी देयर टाइप्स ऑफ क्लाउड कंप्यूटिंग। So basically it has three types. The first one is our private, and the second is public, and the third one is our hybrid mode. What is the private mode? So private is like जो प्रोवाइडर हमें अपनी सर्विसेज प्रोवाइड कर रहा है, इट इज ओनली वो, अब ये जो डेटा जो प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं दैट इज ओनली बाय प्रोवाइडर ही, इस प्रोवाइडर के पास ही ये सब कुछ रहेगा कि वही सब कुछ कर सकता है इसके लेके। एंड पब्लिक इज जो यूजर भी उसके साथ इनपुट के साथ छेड़छाड़ कर सकता है, एंड द प्रोवाइडर इज आल्सो कैन डू दैट। एंड हाइब्रिड में ये अपॉर्चुनिटी दोनों के पास होती है। So now moving to the next slide, let's see some other aspects of that. Yeah, so there are types of service offered by cloud computing. So there are three types of service, majorly three types of service. Otherwise वो चार provide करते हैं, but there are three types. The first one is our IaaS, right, and the second is PaaS, and third SaaS, right. So IaaS is basically infrastructure as a service. इसमें क्या होता है, इसमें it hardware managed by cloud providers, एंड इसके हमें एग्जांपल देखने को मिलते हैं जैसे कि आप यूज भी करते हैं काफी जगह, Azure वर्चुअल मशीन्स, एंड देन वी कम टू द PaaS, दैट इज अ प्लेटफॉर्म एज अ सर्विस। इट प्रोवाइड्स वर्चुअल मशीन एंड नेटवर्क टू अस, लाइक Azure ऐप की एक सर्विस है जो हम यूज करते हैं, दैट इज बेसिकली एग्जांपल ऑफ PaaS। एंड द नाउ नेक्स्ट कमिंग टू द SaaS, दैट इज सॉफ्टवेयर एज अ सर्विस। इट प्रोवाइड्स मैनेज ऑल एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ द एप्लीकेशन एनवायरनमेंट। अब इसका तो काफी कॉमन एग्जांपल है, जैसे ऑफिस 365 हम यूज करते हैं, दैट्स द एग्जांपल ऑफ क्लाउड सर्विसेज SaaS। नाउ मूविंग टू द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड। हाँ या दिस इज द IoT अराउंड अस, कि IoT का हम मेजरली सब जगह यूज करते हैं। हमारे घर में AC होता है, ठीक है, मतलब जो भी हमारा डेटा उससे स्टोर होता है, so we use IoT around us very much. So now moving to the next slide, we are going to see our MQTT. Yeah, because yeah. So what is basically MQTT? Any one of you have heard about that earlier?
No.
Okay. So if no, yeah, you want to say something, Subhajit?
No, I was saying I don't know. I'm hearing it for the first time.
Okay, no problem, no problem. We are going to discuss it. So what is MQTT? It is a basically protocol. As you can see here, it's explained a message queuing telemetry transport protocol. So it is a publish subscribe based protocol. It is introduced by I guess 1999, right? And it is introduced by I guess IBM. IBM introduced it in 1999, and it has three components. Before knowing the working of this protocol, first let's discuss about its component. It has basically three components. The first one is our publisher, then second one is our subscriber, and then third one is broker, right? So what is the work of publisher? So publisher is the basically all sensor which we are discussing in IoT. IoT में हम जो भी sensors use करते हैं, so that's all comes into publisher. पब्लिशर का मेन काम क्या होता है? पब्लिशर क्या करता है, जैसे कि नाम से ही पता चल रहा है, सो पब्लिशर जनरेट डेटा, राइट। पब्लिशर डेटा जनरेट करता है, एंड सब्सक्राइबर क्या करता है? सब्सक्राइबर उसके डेटा को रिसीव करता है, मतलब सब्सक्राइबर को जो भी पब्लिशर का डेटा चाहिए होता है, सब्सक्राइबर रिसीव ऑल दोज डेटा, एंड व्हाट द वर्क ऑफ ब्रोकर, इट इज अ बेसिकली सेंट्रल पॉइंट। ये सब्सक्राइबर और पब्लिशर दोनों को लिंक करता है। ये पब्लिशर से डेटा लेता है, राइट, एंड सब्सक्राइबर जो जो क्लाइंट होते हैं, तो इन सब्सक्राइबर को अपना ये डेटा वहां से प्रोवाइड करता है। नाउ कमिंग टू द मेथड्स, कि इसमें क्या क्या मेथड्स हम यूज करते हैं, MQTT में हम क्या क्या मेथड्स यूज करते हैं। तो द फर्स्ट वन इज अवर कनेक्ट। हम कनेक्ट यूज करते हैं कि जब कनेक्ट कमांड का हम यूज तब करते हैं, लाइक जब हमें पब्लिशर एंड सब्सक्राइबर दोनों को जब कनेक्ट करना हो, देन वी यूज कनेक्ट कमांड। बट जब अब जैसे डेटा का लेन देन हो गया, लेट्स सपोज कि पब्लिशर और सब्सक्राइबर ने दोनों ने आपस में शेयरिंग कर ली, आफ्टर द अब इनका काम खत्म, सो देन वी यूज डिस्कनेक्ट। डिस्कनेक्ट यूज करा तो अब इनका काम खत्म, सो वी आर यूजिंग डिस्कनेक्ट। देन वी यूज पब्लिश कमांड। जब पब्लिशर ऑल सेंसर जब वो डेटा प्रिंट करते हैं, सो फॉर प्रिंटिंग द डेटा वी यूज द कमांड पब्लिश। एंड देन द लास्ट वन इज आवर सब्सक्राइब। जब सब्सक्राइब वो जिस क्लाइंट को कोई सा डेटा चाहिए होता है पब्लिशर से, so they use the command subscribe। like let's understand it's working with an example। let's suppose हमारे पास कोई सा टेम्परेचर सेंसर है, like so वो टेम्परेचर सेंसर है, so just let's suppose कि वो एक रीडिंग दे रहा है 25 डिग्री सेल्सियस, राइट। तो पब्लिशर क्या करेगा, पब्लिशर पहले उसके डेटा को प्रिंट करेगा, राइट, एंड देयर देन सेंट्रल पॉइंट विच इज ब्रोकर कम्स देयर। ब्रोकर उसके डेटा को रिसीव करेगा, एंड देन वो जो हम सब्सक्राइबर की बात कर रहे थे कि सब्सक्राइबर क्या होते हैं, तो सब्सक्राइबर देयर आर सो मेनी क्लाइंट्स आर देयर। तो ब्रोकर क्या करेगा, सब्सक्राइबर पहले सब्सक्राइब करेंगे, एज अर्लियर वी डिस्कस कि सब्सक्राइब तब करते हैं जब उन्हें डेटा चाहिए होता है। तो जो ब्रोकर के जो कांटेक्ट में अलग अलग क्लाइंट्स होंगे, दे विल कांटेक्ट देम, राइट, देन दे प्रेस कमांड सब्सक्राइब, एंड देन ब्रोकर देखेगा उनके हिसाब से कि उनको किस क्लाइंट के पास कौन सा डेटा भेजना है, and then it will send data to them। so that's all, and there are some you can see here lightweight messaging protocol, low power consumption, these are some ability of that। and now moving from that, my partner Mudit will cover, take over to Mudit।
Okay, so that was a pretty cool introduction. So, okay, now heading towards our project. Our project name is PIR Motion Sensing Lamp. So, what we have targeted in this PIR motion sensing lamp is it to save the electricity, and basically its whole purpose is revolves around to saving the electricity. So, now moving to the objective of our project. So, as you can see in this project, that in this project we have made a prototype of street light that will glow in the night, and that it will glow even in the morning, and it encounters and it will start to glow when it will encounters any motion. The components that we have used in this project is basically a bunch of sensors by the name of ESP8266 and this PIR motion sensing lamp. And also we have used a 250 volts VAC relay that will act as a switch, and that will glow our lab according to the this information that the digital Arduino will provide. Okay, now, so moving to the next slide. So, inspiration of behind our project. We often encounter some kind of street lights in the specific area that glows even in the morning, and which leads to the unusual electricity losses. So, to minimize that kind of electricity wastage, we have made a prototype of this street light using the motion sensing lamp, which will glow in the night and which will glow in the morning. It will only glow when it encounters some kinds of motion. Okay. So, moving to the next slide. Now, the working part will be explained by Rishu. So I will hand over to Rishu. So Rishu.
So before showing you the working of the motion, since in the form ask for email twice, or you can fill the email twice, then it doesn't matter. One it will be for collecting your emails, and the other option will be tick that it will collect your email IDs automatically. So no issues with that. So now I will show you the brief working of the our model through an animation. So this is that animation that will show the working. So as you can see, yeah. So this it's showing up, it's getting above, it's getting buffered. Yes, this is a PIR sensor, and as you can see, as lady moves around it, PIR sensor is connected to a relay which get lit up, as you can see here in the model. And as soon as the motion is surpassed by the PIR sensor detect that there is no motion, so it gets stopped. So I will now briefly, this was just an animation, so I will now show you briefly about the working of the model. So as you can see that this is the prototype of the project that we have built. This is a lamp, and it is connected to a power supply. Then we have connected it to a Arduino Uno board, and this is our PIR sensor. If you can see, it is a small sensor which detects the motion, as I showed you in the animation. So now coming to the PPT, if you can see that, first of all, that PIR sensor, a dome-like sensor, it will sense a motion around it. As soon as it detects any motion is around, like as you can see in the image, a man is walking around. The PIR sensor detects the motion. The motion detection is sent to Arduino through Arduino Uno code that we will also let you know. You can fill it with any of the IDs, no issues with that. So as the motion sensor detects the motion, it sends a digital output to the Arduino Uno. The Arduino Uno receives that, and it is connected to a relay. Relay, you can relate it. It's like it's a electrical switch, like the switches that are used at our home. But in digital circuits, we use a relay which is used as a circuit breaker, or sometimes to switch on and switch off the circuits. So when PIR motion detects the motion, it sends the रिसीव द मोशन, और मैंने मोशन डिटेक्ट कर लिया है, और आर्डिनो इसको पावर देता है रिले को. देन रिले स्विच गेट्स ऑन, एंड द रिले इज देन कनेक्टेड टू अ लैम्प. दिस लैम्प दैट आई शोड यू जस्ट नाउ, द लैम्प गेट्स lit up, and as soon as the motion is moving around, the lamp will remain on. As soon as the motion is surpassed, so the lamp will get off. So this is the basic working of our project. Now coming to the components of the projects. So coming to the basic components of the project, as we have used a PIR motion sensor, a small sensor. Then we have used a ESP8266 which is ESP8266, which is a Wi-Fi module and provides a digital hotspot to our Arduino Uno board to plot the data on a public hosting site, which you can also see by yourself. Then we have used a relay, which is an electrical switch. We have used some of the breadboards and some jumper wires, and most importantly, a prototype lamp. And now coming to the next slide, circuit diagram. Circuit diagram, as you can see in the image, we have connected different sensors and different chips to the Arduino Uno board, which is a blue color board, as you can see here. It is connected via a USB type port through our computer to provide basic power to the Arduino Uno board. And then we have made the basic connection, which we'll show you at the last. So coming to next slide. So this is the lamp. These are the different components that a basic lamp will have. So please listen it carefully, because we have a Kahoot question on it. And as you can see, the lamp, the uppermost portion of a lamp is its shade, where it is surrounded by a bulb. Then we have a pole, a tube-like structure, which gives supports to the lamp. And at last, we have a husk, which also holds the lamp to the base. So these are the different components of the lamp that we've used in this project. Now coming to the relays. Now relays will be explained to you by Mudit.
Okay, so that was nice introduction. So coming to the relays part, a relay is an electrical operated switch. It consists of some input terminals or multiple control signals and a set of operating contact terminals. The switch may have number of contact in multiple contact forms, such as make contact, break contact, or combination thereof. So in the next slide, I will be telling you about the Arduino. So, okay. Next slide, please. Okay, so Arduino. So Arduino is you can think of that Arduino is like a brain or a microcontroller. It is generally called a microcontroller. It is also called as a CPU for small CPU. And basically, this Arduino has if you count, if that microcontroller has in total 28 pins. And out of that 28 pins, the first 14 pins are digital pins, and the other 14 pins are basically the power pins, analog pins. The analog pins are basically there are total of 6 analog pins, and there are a bunch of power pins, and also there are digital pins that are 14, and among that 14 pins there are PWM pins. So I will take you from here, and I will be showing you a short simulation of Arduino on Tinkercad. So Rishu, stop presenting. So I am sharing my screen now. Okay. So So as you can see on this screen that there is a Arduino, which I have told you about, that there are in total 28 pins. This is the microcontroller that I was talking about, and there are in total 28 pins. These are the power pins, these are the analog pins, and these are the bunch of digital pins. And that this minus pins, these are not minus pins, these are called as tilde pins, and these tilde pins are generally referred to as PWM pins, or pulse width modulation pins. There are TX and RX pins, which we will be covering about in the later session. So this is the breadboard, and these are a bunch of LEDs that we have connected it. So as you can see that these LEDs are in parallel. So if I click on this start simulation, then you will see that these LED will start to glow. Okay, so we are providing 5 volt of power to this breadboard, and these are connected in parallel. And so that for completing the circuit, we have connected it to the ground. So basically it is providing 5 volt to these LEDs, and hence it is covering our circuit. So now Rishu will take you from here, and he will be telling you about the PIR motion sensor.
So thank you, Mudit, for explaining the Arduino Uno brief in very brief. So Arduino Uno, as Mudit told, it's the heart of our project. It's you can consider Arduino Uno as a basic microcontroller, or it can be treated as a small a small computer which is programmed. You can program Arduino Uno. It's basic on a simple C++ syntax. You can write conditions on it, and it gets programmed in it. Once the program is embedded in it, it will stay in it forever unless and until you press the reset button. The Arduino Uno will be programmed with the same code that can be used to run the hardware. So we have built a schematic of of our PIR motion sensor that we have made here. So Mudit, run the simulation. So as you can see, this PIR sensor is connected to Arduino Uno through 3 pins, and we have connected a LED also to show that the simulation is working correctly. Now, as soon as the pointer moves in front of the PIR sensor, the LED glows, signifying the bulb. Signifying the bulb is our LED, that the is being observed by the PIR sensor, and the LED gets lit up due to the motion. As soon as the motion is stopped, the LED gets shut. So this was the basic aim that we are focusing from the start of our project, that the LED or the lamp will be remain on until and unless only till when the motion is around us. When as soon as the motion is stopped, it will also stop working. So would show the circuit diagram once. So okay, now I will let you know go through the basics of the other components that we have used in this project. I'm presenting my screen. Mm. So don't worry, we will also let you know how we have built the schematics online. You will also be allowed to make this project. If you have any doubts with that, then we will also stay in the mid till your doubts are resolved and help you build this project. So coming to the PIR sensor. So PIR sensor, as you can see in this image, the PIR sensor is the main core heart sensor of this project. It consists of a dome-like structure. Like all of you have observed that हमारे घर की छतों पे डिश एंटीनास होते हैं, वैसे कनकेव शेप के क्यों होते हैं? उसका बेसिक एक रीजन ये होता है कि वो अलग-अलग जगह से सारी रेस को कन्वर्ज करके एक सेंटर पॉइंट पे लाया जाए. तो ये डोम लाइक स्ट्रक्चर वो ही करता है, और इसके अंदर एक छोटा PIR सेंसर होता है जो इन सब चीजों को कन्वर्ज करता है और वही सब सारी चीजों को डिटेक्ट करता है. इसमें 3 बेसिक पिन लगी हुई है. जो वन इज द ग्राउंड पिन which is attached to the ground of Arduino Uno, and power is connected to Uno. We have a high lower output pin which is Arduino to get digital output from the Arduino. Then as you can see, this is the motion sensor that I was talking about. This is the hardware that we have built. We will also run it. So I can show you that it also consists of two basic potentiometer. If we will turn the knob towards the left, our lamp will rotate. Our lamp will get on for a larger amount of time. And if we will rotate it towards the light, it will become less sensitive, means it will remain active for less amount of time. And the second one is for distance. If we will knob towards the left, it will be less sensitive towards distance and remain less active for the less active for the distance, like for 1 meter or 2 meter. And if we will rotate the knob towards right, it will be more sensitive to distance, means it can detect a wider range of distance. And besides that, it has, as you can see, these are the three pins that we have shown you in the diagram also and in the schematic. One is the ground pin, one is the digital pin which is connected to digital 4 of Arduino Uno, and other is the output pin. And it is also consists of a diode and a voltage regulator. If the voltage gets overrated, the our sensor will be protected by this voltage regulator. So coming to the next component of our project, which is the ESP8266. ESP8266 is a Wi-Fi module. जैसे तुमने देखा होगा कि एक टाइम पे जब जियो आया था, तो जियो 5 बहुत ज्यादा चलन में आ गया था। उसको लेके मतलब तुम्हें नेट की सब जगह जरूरत नहीं होगी, तुम सिर्फ उसको लेके चल सकते हो, तुम्हें हर जगह नेट मिल जाएगा। ईएसपी वही आईओटी का काम करता है। इंटरनेट ऑफ थिंग्स में दो चीजें होती है, इंटरनेट ऑफ थिंग हमारा है ये हार्डवेयर, और इंटरनेट है हमारा ये ESP8266। तो दोनों को कनेक्ट करके एक पब्लिक होस्टिंग साइट पे अपना सारा डेटा भेजता है। इसके अंदर 5 बेसिक टाइप्स की पिन होती है। एक होती है CHPD पिन जो एक्टिवेट करती है, एक वही ग्राउंड पिन, और 3 डिजिटल पिन जो आर्डुइनो उनो से कनेक्ट होती है। तो हम इसको किसी उसको बेसिक वाईफाई के एपीआई एड्रेस से चला सकते हैं, या फिर इसको कोई भी अपना, जैसे तुम्हारे पास कोई मोबाइल हॉटस्पॉट है, उससे तुम इसे हॉटस्पॉट दे दो, और ये जो भी डाटा तुम्हारे आर्डुइनो उनो पे आ रहा है उसे किसी भी साइट पे भेज देगा। और दिस प्रोजेक्ट वी हैव होस्टेड दिस डाटा ऑन thingspeak.com that we will show you after at the last when we will show you the project. Now Mudit will let you go through the prototype that we have built. So Mudit.
Okay, Rishu, thank you. So the working prototype of the hardware model. So the prototype in this, what we have done that in this, okay, Rishu will we will be covering this very soon, but in this I think it is facing some kind of problem. But in the next slide, I will be shown shortly. I will solve it, and I will be present it to you. So the street light. So how the street light will glow in these street lights, it will follow these 4 steps. What it does is the IR sensor will sense the motion, and it will send the data to the Arduino. The Arduino will take that signal, and it will process, and it will send it to the relay board, and the relay board will accordingly will work on or off. If it provides high signal, then it will get connected up, and it will provide low signal, then it will get open up. So in this, it is work according to the work that the Arduino will tell it. So in the next slide, I will be telling you about this thingspeak.com. So so we have hosted it to a public platform which is called the thingspeak.com. As you will go to this, you will find that whenever our project, our lamp gets light on, so it will send data to the to thingspeak.com, and the graph that is showing here, it is basic. What is depicting is this zero line depicting is that it is at low at this time. The lamp was not on, and basically the high of this curve is depicted when the lamp was on. So the high will depict like that only. So basically this in the y-axis we have our this magnitude.
Hello?
And in the x-axis is the time and the date, the time stamping.
Mudit, Vishal has a question.
Sure.
Can you answer?
Yeah, it's logical, but I still don't get the part why someone will pay more rupees just for logging when the light is turning on off. Vishal, if you are here, you can unmute and ask yourself what's your basic doubt. We will resolve it. Vishal?
So Vishal, okay. Kindly read the above part.
His basic question is why we were using relay directly for the circuit. I think it was a question, right, Vishal? Or something else was there?
Okay, so what I will tell you that what is going on here. Vishal, you can think of that the street light glows even in the night and in the morning. So if you can if you will calculate according to the power supplies and all, it wastes a lot of power. And if you compare that cost to this cost, so this cost will be more efficient. This cost is more, you can think of, is much less than the cost that it gets wasted out. I think you are getting it. Okay, and now now you are saying that why should we use this Arduino? So this will work only when we provide some kind of instruction or the code that we will write in the Arduino basic. This is Arduino ID, and when we send that Arduino code into this sensors, then it will work according to what we desired. Okay, so I have a code.
Also many of our streetlights can be controlled by using a single microcontroller or and the
Exactly.
ESP. So
Exactly.
we do not require the money, the cost which you are talking about is not really high in that case.
Also, Vishal was asking that why are we using relays directly? That also, if you are starting it, you will also realize that why we need relays actually in this project. Why we can't directly own or of the owner of this. Why we are using a relay? You can relate it with your home, like you have appliances. You don't directly go plug in there and then you expect that it will get on. You have a safety precaution there that whenever you will press the switch, then it will get on. Na? So that's why we have used relay. If the power supply is really high, you can't just fit in the wire and expect that it will run. So relay, when the power is more, the relay automatically cuts the circuit, and we don't have to manually temper it. So that's why we have used relay in this project.
Also, guys, if you have any feedback regarding the pace, or if you are not understanding some parts, you can say it in the chat box itself. The mentors will slow down or will explain the parts which you were not clear in the beginning.
Yes, sure. Okay, so
Just a second, Mudit. If you have any doubts regarding the parts that they have explained till now, you can ask in the chat, or else Mudit will continue.
So as Faisal Rahman has said, that the pace is good. So okay, in the next slide.
If you have any more general doubts regarding the project or anything that you didn't could understand, you can still put in the chat or can unmute to ask yourself. That will be way more interactive. If any of you have any doubts, or we will move ahead. So I guess no one has else doubt. We will move forward. So now coming to the future scope of the project. So as I told you that the basic motive of our lamp was to detect motion and then gets on by itself. And as previously explained by Mudit in our objective, that there were many street lamps that get lit on during the daytime and gets that also remain on during the daytime, that wastes a lot of electricity. But our lamp still lacks that some of the parts that it we haven't fitted a LDR, that we are planning to fit a LDR in it, and in the daytime whenever so it will be completely shut down during the daytime as well, because अगर दिन में भी कोई इसके आसपास आमने सामने मोशन होगा तो ये फिर मोशन को देख के ऑन हो जाएगा, जिसका कोई मतलब नहीं होता, क्योंकि दिन में हमारे पास एम्पल अमाउंट ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिसिटी होती है, जो एम्पल अमाउंट ऑफ लाइट होती है, जिससे हमें एक स्ट्रीट लैम्प की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. और इफ यू विल फिट इन द LDR, LDR is nothing but a light dependent resistor which will be on only at the night time. It will detect that there is a ample amount of sunlight, so it will not get on. As the sun goes off and it's a night time, then the LDR will get on and the lamp will get on only at that time. So that is the future scope of our project that we will build in the future. So now coming to the next part of the slide, we will show you some of the takeaway projects that we have built for you. So Mudit will also brief you about the code that we have written of the Arduino. So over to Mudit.
Okay, so I will be telling you about the code. So if I share my screen, then I will be telling you about this code. So giving a very brief introduction about this code, I will not go into the details. So this is the whole code. So this code is not much difficult to understand. As you can see that we have defined this RX and TX pins. RX, TX pins, you can think of that this is RX is the receiver pin and TX is the transfer pin. These are the sensor relay pins. What it does is that the sensor pin will provide the data and the relay pin will receive it, and it will work according to it. So in the meanwhile, Rishi will take you from here, and he will be telling you about this project in the more details.
So thank you, Mudit. So I'll my screen just a second. Hmm. So I hope my screen is visible. This was the output that we have. I will also tell you about one of the term, that a baud rate. Baud rate is a fancy term for the bits per second on which our Arduino program runs. So for this program, we have set it for 9600. Depending upon the complexities of different program, we can change it otherwise. So if I will zoom it a little bit, as you can
Just
see.
a second, Rishu. There is a question by Unnat.
The code was made in C. Were those predefined libraries or by made? No, there are predefined libraries in itself. We will also let you know how we can build a code through. For example, if you don't know how to write a code in a C++ programming or C syntax or in a Arduino, no, you can go to a site, make code. We will show you that in a later in sometimes. You can or drag these Arduino. There is a schematic you can build of Arduino lights and LDRs. Then compile in it. It will You can light your logics in the form of blocks, and then you can download a file which will automatically generate the Arduino INO code that you can run on the hardware. So there is no hardcore complexities that you have to do right in that sense. That can really help you a lot if you are a beginner in Arduino. No. So I was showing you the output of output of our code. So it was also shown in the initial video that I showed. So as you can see that whenever the motion was being around the Arduino around the PIR sensor, the motion was being detected for a larger period of time, and whenever the motion was stopped, so it stopped detecting the motion. Like it says here, we have provided a string which printed that nothing moves, and all of this data is being plotted on the ThingsPic site, which Mudit has provided you in the chat. And one of the benefit of this is that you can like जैसे किसी ने पोल्स बना के रख दिए है, पर उनके अंदर अगर वो चल भी रहे हैं नहीं चल रहे, उनको फिजिकली जाके देखना पड़ता है कि ये चल रहा है नहीं चल रहा है, क्या दिक्कत है. But through this ThingsPic, we have created a IoT on an IoT platform. We have hosted this data, so we need not to go physically at that site. We know at the site where the lamp is constructed, we can just go onto the ThingsPic and we can see if the data is being plotted simultaneously, means our lamp is working fine. Else there is a malfunction and we need to rectify it. So this was the project. And now Mudit will take you through the takeaway project that we have created for you. You can create it with ourselves. So over to Mudit.
So thank you, Rishu. Now from here, I will request you to all to go to the site called makecode.com. If you are not familiar with it, so I'm giving you the chat link and the chat in the link. So you can open it and you can go to this site here. I will show you briefly about what is the takeaway of the project. I'm sharing my screen now.
All of the participants should open the link given in the chat box. Yes. It is a really interesting and exciting project you all can do. It doesn't require anything from your side. Everything is mentioned and everything will be showcased by the mentors.
I hope
and
the
also,
screen is visible, right?
Yes, and all the things will be shown by the mentors, and it will be really helpful for you guys.
So in this, you can see that this is the interface.
Mudit, let everyone open the website first. Ask if they are having any issues or not. Has everyone opened the website? Yeah, okay. Just wait for a minute and then continue. Mudit?
Sure.
And explain each bit a bit slowly. I think it will be good for them to understand a lot more here by doing the project itself.
Okay. So I hope everybody has opened the site. Is it?
type yes in the chat box, so I will get notification. Okay. So very sorry for the network issue. So okay, now I have shared my screen. So let's say that I have opened this temperature sensor. Okay. So in the left hand side, what you can see is that there are the code, but these code are not handwritten. These are only the blocks. You can easily put the blocks by using this drop down menu. This will show you a list of the items that you can use in this project. And there are some neopixels. Neopixels, you can think of that there are some kind of strips or the light, a series of light, you can say. And there are some input this blocks. You can take the input by hitting this button, or you can shake this simulator. Basically in the left hand side you can see that this is a simulator. Okay, so what this simulator will help you to understand that what is going behind this project. And also there are some music drop down menus, networks, loops. And if you want to go to the advanced menus, then if you click this advanced drop down menu, then you can get this pin functions, arrays, and a lot more stuff. So coming to this code part, what I have done is, forever, as you can see, if you relate it with this basic C++ or C or any language, then you can think of that this forever loop, this forever block is kind of a infinite loop that will run again and again till infinite. You can say that till infinity. So basic the if else condition, basic condition is if this temperature in Celsius, you can if you click this drop down menu, then can go in this degrees Celsius as well as in Fahrenheit. So if you follow the same statement, that if the temperature in degrees Celsius is greater than or equal to 40 degrees Celsius, then it will show this ring. These are the rings that you can get that you can see in this yeah, simulator is just like this block. So after that, if the temperature sensor was receiving a temperature greater than 40, then it will hit the simulator like this, and it will basically it will loop the sound to the siren. Else, in the else condition, it will show a graph. Now I am going to simulate it. So as you can see that now the temperature, this is the temperature that we are getting here. These are 28 degrees Celsius, and according to 28 degrees Celsius, it is right now it is less than 40 degrees Celsius. So it is showing graphs. Basically these are the these lights are depicting is the intensity. Okay, so if let's say that I have set this temperature to 8 degrees Celsius, you can see that the intensity is you can say one intensity. If you are this and if you increase the temperature by 5, 6, 7, and 10 degree, it start to increase the intensity. And let's say if I increase the intensity of the temperature to more than 40 degree, So you can think of that this is the siren that we got, and now this is the first sensor that we have made, and I hope you got a best idea about this temperature sensor. So a brief, this is the graph that this is the thing that from which we can control this temperature, and accordingly our simulator will work. Now moving on to the next sensor that we have made. So in the next sensor, and again, if you are not familiar, then write Microsoft make code, Microsoft
Mujit,
code. So yes,
uh, there is a question by Unnat.
okay.
Rishu, you can also see that and answer.
Okay.
So
So
yes,
yes, exactly. Unnat, it's like scratch only. It's like a
Uh,
scratch.
great,
Okay.
great observation. Yes. While loop, what were you asking about the while loop? You were telling it was a while loop or just like that?
वो एक फॉरएवर कंडीशन डाली हुई थी, शायद उसको ऑब्जर्व करके बोल रहा था कि वो व्हाइल लूप है। फॉरएवर मतलब व्हाइल लूप वो इनफाइनाइट टाइम चलता रहेगा, जो मुझे बता रहा था। अगर किसी को मतलब बनाने में दिक्कत आ रही है तो हम थोड़ा रुक के चलते हैं, या किसी को किसी स्टेप में दिक्कत आ रही है तो फिर से बना लेंगे। मतलब तुम्हें भी सीखना है ये सब, आगे बहुत चीजें काम आती है। मतलब हम खुद के क्लास के इनोवेटिव प्रोजेक्ट्स में ये सब बना के दिखाते हैं, तो इससे टीचर्स भी मतलब इम्प्रेस होते हैं कि तुम अपने एकेडमिक से हट के कुछ अलग बना रहे हो, तो वो भी तुम्हें बेनिफिट करता है। अगर किसी चीज में कोई भी दिक्कत आ रही है तो बता दो, मुझे दोबारा से एक्सप्लेन कर देगा हर एक स्टेप को आराम से। तो तुम भी साथ साथ बनाओ और सीखो इसमें।
Okay, so now moving on to the next sensor that I have created. So this is a so what is there in doubt? Sure. So giving a brief overview about this only. Just a second. Right now, as you can see, similar to the project that we have covered just now, that this is the simulator and these are the some code blocks. We will discuss it again. So the Unnat has a doubt that if this is forever block is like a while loop. Exactly, a while loop without any conditions, without any increment or decrement. Okay, so Unnat, I hope you got it. So forever, and that's in the previous project, what variable was there? There was temperature variable, but now there is a light level variable. So as the name suggests, the light level, it will measure the light, and according to the intensity it will perform some basic operations. Okay, so in this block what I have done is, if the light level is greater than or equal to 150, the 150 and the SI unit of sound, then the show animation like this. Basically you can change this animation to the a list of things, like let's say that I have right now I have created this rainbow. So if the light level was greater than is great let's say it is greater than this 150, so it will show the animation like this, and it will play the sound like power down. Basically this is only a melody you can think of, and you can change it a melody to different another options are there, so you can change it to another melodies. Okay, in the else condition, you can say if the light level is less than 150. Okay, so it will not it will plot a graph. Basically you can think of again an intensity kind of thing. Okay, so as this simulator is depicting that the intensity is right now very high, but it is close to 150 but less than 150, and in the leftmost corner you can see that this sphere is about 128, you can see that SI unit of this light level. Okay, so right now, okay, so if I decrease this oh sorry, basically I increased it. If I decrease it to 0, then you can see that this is 0 intensity is showing, and basically at the 46th or 58th it is showing that it is glowing 3 LEDs, means now it is 4, and similarly it is showing you the intensity of the light.
So if I increase it to 150 and more than 150, then you can hear a sound. So as the this condition said that the light intensity right now was 196, and the graph and this so this condition followed, and if the light level was greater than 150, it showed this rainbow and it played a sound. Let's say for an example, I change this melody to some wah wah wah. So if I again start simulating, okay, so the light level this, and okay, so I hope you got an idea about this project again. This is so we have come till here. We have completed two of the projects. That is first the temperature sensor, and the second was this light sensor. And coming to the third part of our project. So again, I will type here make code add a fruit. Okay, make code dot.
Any of you guys are having any issues with the two projects that they showcased? If you have any, please let us know in the chat box.
ब्रीफ कर दे मुझे एक बार.
Sure, brief.
दोनों projects को मुझे tell them the project in brief and what their function was and how did you do. Not the code
Okay.
part was important to them. Let them know the things which you did and the objective of the project.
Sure. So let's say that from starting from the very basic. So this was the forever block. So if I want to simulate, let's say if I want to create a rainbow here, so what I will do is in this forever block, I will go on to this light option, and you can see there are a bunch of commands which this simulator will follow. Okay, so let's say that I want to showcase a ring. So I basically it follows the drag and drop system. So I drag that from there, and I have drop it from in the forever block. Okay, so now you can think of that this is a never ending situation in which it will start to glow only the red lights. Okay, as you can see in the left part also, that it is then that it is showing only the red lights. Okay, and if I change it to, let's say that if I change it to blue, okay, so I click on to this blue menu. So just a second, and if I click on to all these circles in the right in this you can say the simulator. So just a second, as I have completed this yellow all the yellow rings, and if I start to simulate, then as you can see that instead of red, it is showing only the blue lights. Okay, so I hope you got an idea about that. So if you want to add some music into it, then you can come to this music menu, and you can drag and drop. You can create your own melody also. So for example, let's say you have dragged this block, and let's say that you have dropped it here. Okay, and if you want to create some melody, so click here, and by clicking these are all the melodies. Okay, so okay, so let's say that I have created this melody, and if I click on to the done option, as you can easily probably hear that this the sound that I have created just now is as you can see. Okay, so I hope you got a fair idea about that. And if you say that and now I have a one more I hope but before going forward, let's say that is there any doubt? Is there any doubt? You can type yes and no in the chat box. Okay, I hope no doubt is there. Okay, so now moving on to another platform called as Microbit. So Microbit is again a very interesting this you can say think of that Microbit is another kind of a small Arduino, you can say. Okay, so for that only I have created another project in this Tinkercad. So let me come to this Tinkercad also. Just a second.
किस चीज की मीटिंग है भाई? हेलो,
वर्कशॉप चल रहा है भाई
किस चीज का?
आईओटी पे।
अच्छा,
This is IEEE DTU's Tech Week IoT session is
ये
on.
ग्रुप में लिंक भेज दिया, मुझे लगा क्लास की मीट चल रही है और टाइटल भी नहीं लिखा।
You can still attend the meet and
हाँ हाँ ओके ओके
learn with IoT
हाँ हाँ
with the mentors about IoT.
क्लास के
You can
बच्चे हैं ना मेरे एक से एक।
so sorry about the internet connection. So as you can see that I have created a bunch of projects here on microbit. So microbit, as I have told you, that this is another kind of an Arduino, a small Arduino you can think of. So this is the this is the microbit. It consists of some pins. Like Arduino has 28 pins, but this microbit has only, you can think of this 5 pins, out of which this one is 3 volts, and you can, these are the digital pins, and you can provide you can set them to high and low according to their code. And this is the ground pin. This is the A and B buttons, and these are a bunch of LEDs. So I have created this project and let's start the simulation. Okay, as you can see that these LEDs start to glow. Okay, now, and also as this microbit, according to this microbit, this is the smiley. Okay, and you can change this smiley button, the smiley LED very easily by clicking on this code and by clicking on this drop down menus, and you can think of you can click on, if you can click on this heart button and you click on start to simulate, then it will, you can see that instead of smiley it is showing this heart. So there are bunch of the you can components in this rightmost corner, and let's say that I want to run a DC motor. So just I have drag and drop this DC motor, and it has 2 terminals, as you can see. So the first terminal, let's say that I want to connect that, the first terminal I want to connect it to the ground. So just I have created it to the ground, and let's say yes, ground. Okay, and another one I want to create, I want to connect it to the 3 volts. So 3 volts, just a second, 3 volts. And if I click on this uh, and this start to simulate button, you can see that this DC motor is working and it is rotating right now. Basically what it is doing is that it is
Hello, am I audible? Hello, am I audible? Everyone, anyone can type in the chat. Oh, okay, okay, Fazils. So sorry, there's a constant power cut, so the network gets cut between in the time. So sorry for that. So now all the theory part is over. Now we will be showing you the hardware project that we have built by our own self. Then we will show you a Kahoot quiz or based upon the learnings that we have gone, and the three of the winners will get the prizes, or like we will give you goodies and some certificates and other stuffs, and rest all the participants who have filled the participation form will get a participating certificate. So no worries, the basic theory part is now over. Now we will move to the most fun and exciting part of the webinar.
Rishu, I think
Yeah.
we should take up some doubts here.
Yeah,
It would be great for them.
if anyone
If
has
you have
any
any doubt, any part you want to learn again and do something related to it, you can always ask us.
if anyone has any doubt or they want to ask anything, they can type in the chat either, or they can unmute and ask themselves. Very little only need from this web. Where did you learn all you need to do from the websites? Which website are you talking about, Faisal?
ये जो मेक कोड वाली जो वेबसाइट है, तो आपका टोटल प्रोजेक्ट आपने इसी की मदद से बनाया है या फिर
नहीं
आपने?
नहीं, हमने प्रोजेक्ट मतलब जैसे हमने आसपास से देखा था, जैसे मेरे घर के नीचे एक लोकेलिटी में ऐसी स्ट्रीट लाइट है, उसको देख के एक प्रोजेक्ट आया, तो हमने फर्स्ट ईयर से लगभग ऐसे प्रोजेक्ट्स बनाए थे आर्डुइनो से रिलेटेड। मोस्टली बच्चे वही एक थ्योरेटिकल प्रोजेक्ट बना देते हैं, लिटरेचर रिव्यू कर देते हैं, टीचर ज्यादातर इंटरेस्टेड नहीं होता, तो हम लिटरेचर रिव्यू के साथ एक आर्डुइनो घुसा देते थे उसे किसी ना किसी रूप में। जैसे एक ये प्रोजेक्ट हो गया, तुमने जैसे बहुत सारे वो देखे होंगे, वोल्ट मीटर, एमीटर, वो भी आर्डुइनो के थ्रू बन सकते हैं, हमने वो बना दिए। फिर उसके बाद एक तुम फर्स्ट ईयर में फिजिक्स में शायद वो पढ़ोगे, हॉल सेंसर मैग्नेटिक, वो भी आर्डुइनो के थ्रू बना दिया। तो क्या कुछ नहीं बना सकते तुम आर्डुइनो के थ्रू, तो वहीं से इंस्पिरेशन लेके या तो नेट पे से हम पढ़ लेते थे। एक तुम्हें एक प्रोजेक्ट बनाना आ गया, मतलब तुम बस इनकी पिंस और सेंसर्स के साथ ही खेलना है और एक कोड बना के लिखना है अपने।
Also, if you join IEEE, we will have the SIGs, the self-interest groups. We'll form a self-interest group for each of the TechWeek topics which we are taking up, and then we'll continue it in the form of SIGs, and SIGs will be for your learning purposes only. There, we'll the mentors you have now, and also for the circuit design and robotics tech week events, all of the mentors will come together and teach you guys about all the stuff they have been doing, and projects they have been showcasing all of you guys, and they'll also teach you how to do it and how to grow in these areas.
मतलब जो भी हम पढ़ा रहे हैं हम ही तुम्हारे मेंटर बनेंगे। जैसे तुम्हें अगर ठीक
SIGs
लगा तो हम एक ग्रुप बना लेंगे और तुम्हें हर वीकली या फिर जब भी तुम्हें दिक्कत होगी तो हम एक SIG ले लेंगे, एक सेशन ऐसे होगा, उसमें हम तुम्हें बिल्कुल स्क्रैच से तुम्हारे साथ बैठ के तुम्हें जब बता देंगे, तुम सामान ले आना हार्डवेयर का। तो जैसे मैंने ये प्रोजेक्ट बना रखा है, अगर तुम्हें सेम रेप्लिकेट करना है तो एक बनाने में बस मुश्किल होती है, उसके बाद दूसरा तो तुम 1000 बना लो, एक बनाने में सबसे ज्यादा दिक्कत आती है। तो वो तुम्हारे मेंटर्स तुम्हारे साथ बनवा देंगे। जैसे फर्स्ट ईयर में मैंने एक LFR भी बनाया था, वो मुझे हार्डवेयर के SIG वाले जो सीनियर्स थे, जैसे अभिज्ञान भैया है, ऋतिक भैया है, और भी जो भी सीनियर्स थे उन्होंने सिखाया था। थोड़ा बहुत वहां से भी आर्डुइनो का आइडिया लगा था। थोड़ा बहुत अगर तुम्हें कोई चीज नहीं आ रही तो उसे गूगल कर लो, तुम्हें कहीं ना कुछ तो मिल ही जाएगा। उससे देख देख के हम फिर सारे ऐसे प्रोजेक्ट बना लेते थे।
Unnat, your doubt, you are already in IEEE, but with the Tech Week, our main motive was to introduce you guys to the new technology which is going in the engineering sector these days, and then we'll continue all these topics in the SIGs as well. So it's not a matter if you are in IEEE or not, but whenever you join IEEE, you will get to learn a bit more if you join IEEE through the SIGs.
अगर कोई और डाउट है किसी को तो बताओ, वरना फिर मैं तुम्हें एक कहूट क्विज हो जाएगी और एक हार्डवेयर अभी जो बनाया हुआ है, अभी तक तो सारी थ्योरी और सिमुलेशंस थी, तो वो मैं अभी वर्किंग में दिखा दूंगा जो हमने लाइव बना रखा है। किसी को कोई भी डाउट है अनम्यूट करके पूछ लो।
देखिए, एक और थोड़ा सा स्टूपिड डाउट हो सकता है, लेकिन मैं बस ये पूछना चाह रहा हूँ कि मैंने क्लैप स्विच बनाया था क्लास 12th की फिजिक्स प्रैक्टिकल में, उसका सारा काम हार्डवेयर से था, तो मैं वही पूछ रहा हूँ कि इसमें भी मुझे लग रहा था कि सारा काम हार्डवेयर का होगा, तो इसमें कोडिंग का एग्जैक्टली क्या रोल होता है?
कोडिंग का ये होता है, देख आर्डुइनो एक बोर्ड है, वो ना समझ चीज है, उसे तुम कैसे सिखाओगे कि उसे क्या किस सिचुएशन में कैसे रिस्पॉन्स करना है। तो कोड का काम होता है, जैसे मैंने तुम्हें स्क्रीन शेयर करके दिखाया था, वो आउटपुट पे दिखा रहा था कि जैसे उसने मोशन सेंस किया तो वो मुझे बता भी रहा है आउटपुट के थ्रू, उसी के आर्डुइनो के कंसोल आउटपुट पे कि उसने मोशन डिटेक्ट कर लिया और उसने नहीं किया। किस कंडीशन पे वो मोशन को डिटेक्ट करेगा। जैसे मुदित ने वो मेक कोड की एक व्हाइल कंडीशन में वो उसको घुसा के तुम्हें बताया था। तो कोड बस एक कंडीशनिंग की तरह उसको एक दिमाग दे देता है। आर्डिनो सिर्फ एक बोर्ड है, उसे दिमाग कोड देता है कि किस कंडीशन के हिसाब से किस तरह से रिस्पॉन्स करके हम अपना डिजायर्ड आउटपुट उससे कैसे निकाल सके। कोड सिर्फ ये काम करता है।
ऑल्सो जो प्रोजेक्ट तुमने कभी बनाया होगा, जैसे तुम क्लैप स्विच डिटेक्टर की बात कर रहे हो, दैट विल नॉट कंसिस्ट ऑफ अ माइक्रो कंट्रोलर. माइक्रो कंट्रोलर्स आर बेसिक hardware devices with a computer chip integrated to them. So it's basically the Arduino is the total circuit, the complete brain, and also the controlling part of the whole circuit here. The clap switch which you have made would only be consisting of some transistors and other things for using. So it didn't had any like multiple you cannot use it multiple times. But for Arduino, you can insert a code, it will act in a certain way. If you insert another code, it will act in a different way. It's a computer with many functionalities attached to it.
Thank you.
जैसे एक चीज और उन्नत पूछ रहा है, अभी एसआईजी चल रही है, शुड आई अटेंड देम इफ आई एम ऑलरेडी इन IEEE 2? जो ये तो टेक वीक की चल रही है, एसआईजी नहीं है, सिर्फ एक टेक वीक है। जो ऐसा हर एक एसआईजी का एक तरह से ट्रेलर मान लो कि तुम्हें क्या क्या सिखाया जाएगा उसमें। जो बाद की एसआईजी है, तुम्हें जिस चीज में इंटरेस्ट है तुम किसी भी चीज की एसआईजी ज्वाइन कर सकते हो अगर तुम IEEE से हो, whether it be tech, whether it be web development, basic programming, DSA, IoT, anything that you want, which inclines towards your interest, and you can pursue it with your whole heart. That's if any other doubt anyone have, what should we proceed? SIDs will start after the tech week. Yes. Our tech week SIDs will start only after the tech week ends. Any more further question? So SIDs will start after tech week and exclusively for IEEE member. Yes, Pranay has already mentioned. So I guess there are no questions as of now. So I will show you the hardware and the basic circuitry that we have made, which we were showing you initially through the circuit diagram. So I will show you that in live action. Just a second. So if you are not able to properly view it, you can pin the screen of the Deepak. I hope it is visible. I guess anyone can give a nod. Okay.
Yes. Clear है.
क्लियर है, ठीक है। तो जैसे ये वो PIR सेंसर है, ये हमारी वो ESP की पिन है जो डाटा भेजती है। अब इतनी सारी चीजों को देख के कॉम्प्लेक्स मत कर जाना कि ये क्या मतलब क्या ही बना रखा है भैया ने। ये कोई रॉकेट साइंस नहीं है। बस 3 बेसिक वो होते हैं, इसमें 3 बेसिक कनेक्शंस कर रखे हैं। जैसे एक ग्राउंड से कनेक्ट होगी, और क्योंकि एक डिजिटल सेंसर है तो ये आर्डुइनो के एक डिजिटल से कनेक्ट होगी, और एक आउटपुट पिन होगी। बस ये 3 कनेक्शंस आर्डुइनो के लिए, मतलब इसके लिए PIR के लिए, ESP के लिए, और फिर ये ब्लू डाटा केबल जो मेरे कंप्यूटर से कनेक्टेड है ताकि मैं आउटपुट देख सकूं। फिर ये एक ब्रेडबोर्ड है। मतलब कई बार ऐसा होगा कि आर्डुइनो के अंदर बहुत पोर्ट्स तो होते हैं, आर्डुइनो के भी बहुत सारे टाइप होते हैं, ऊनो और मेगा वगैरह। तो ऊनो के अंदर इतने सारे पोर्ट्स नहीं होते, मेगा के अंदर उसी के डबल पोर्ट्स होते हैं। तो हमें ऊनो मतलब जैसे इसमें हमें इसके ESP के लिए भी 5 वोल्ट का सप्लाई चाहिए था, और PIR सेंसर के लिए भी। तो हमने एक ब्रेडबोर्ड का यूज कर लिया सीरीज पैरेलल कनेक्शन बनाने के लिए, और ये यहाँ पे रिले लगी हुई है। तो जैसे कोई एक डाउट पूछ रहा था कि भाई रिले नहीं लगाएंगे तो क्या हो जाएगा, तो आप यहाँ पे हाथ लगाओगे और आपको मजा आ जाएगा। रिले नहीं लगाओगे, ये होगा बस। तो रिले इसलिए स्विच का काम करता है। तो अब मैं इसको चला के दिखाता हूँ, पकड़िए से। तो जैसे मैंने इसे पकड़ रखा है, अब मैं जैसे इसके आगे थोड़ा सा मोशन करता हूँ और ये लैंप चल गया। दीपक दिखाइयो, जैसे ये लैंप जल गया। अब मैंने मोशन रोका हुआ है तो नहीं हो रहा। अब जैसे फिर से मैं मोशन करूंगा इसके आगे, ये फिर से दिखा रहा है, फिर से हटा गया। अब मैंने जैसे फिर से मोशन करा है, फिर से जल रहा है। फिर मैंने रोक दिया। अब मैं कुछ मोशन नहीं कर रहा इसके आगे। मैंने फिर अब इसके आगे हमसे फिर से मोशन करा है, फिर से जल रहा है। तो ये था हमारा जो पूरा हार्डवेयर हमने बनाया था, और हमने ये अपने मतलब कुछ कुछ अपना हमने नेट से देखा था, कुछ कुछ सीनियर से मदद ली थी IEEE के, और फिर हमने बनाया था, और फिर हमने इसे अपने मतलब सेकंड ईयर में एडीसी के प्रोजेक्ट में भी दिखाया था, जिससे देख के सर मतलब बहुत इम्प्रेस हुए थे, और उन्होंने हमें अपने साथ काम करने के लिए बुला लिया था कि तुम्हें इतनी सारी चीजें अपने आप से आती है, क्योंकि बीइंग इन ऑनलाइन सेमेस्टर कोई बच्चा थ्योरी क्लास भी नहीं पढ़ता, और तुम कोई ऐसी चीज बना लो जो पूरी क्लास देख के चौंक जाए। तो हमने सर के साथ बैठ के फिर और भी कुछ, जैसे एक हमने अटेंडेंस मॉनिटरिंग सिस्टम बनाया था, वो तुम सब आओगे कभी एसआईजीज में ढंग से खुल के बात कर लेंगे। अभी हमारे पास इतना नहीं है टाइम कंस्ट्रेंट, तो अब इसके बाद अब ये सारी अब खत्म हो चुकी है। अब जो भी चीजें तुमने सीखी उसके बेसिस पे एक कहूट होगी, मैं कहूट का लिंक चैट में शेयर कर देता हूँ, और मैं अपनी स्क्रीन शेयर कर दूंगा। तो जो जो चीजें तुमने सीखी है, जो जो चीज हमने बताई है, उसी के बेसिस पे वो कहूट होगी। और जो तीन टॉप 3 लोग होंगे जिन्होंने सबसे ज्यादा आंसर दे रखे, कहूट तुम ये मान लो जैसे केबीसी टाइप है, उसमें सिर्फ क्वेश्चंस होंगे, टाइम बेस्ड होंगे, फास्टेस्ट फिंगर फर्स्ट, जो सबसे ज्यादा जल्दी आंसर देगा उसे सबसे सही, सबसे ज्यादा पॉइंट मिलेंगे। और जो 3 लोग जीतेंगे उनका हम नाम ले लेंगे, या वो मतलब स्क्रीनशॉट लेके IEEE को टैग करके इंस्टा पे डाल देना, या व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप के एडमिन्स को मैसेज कर देना, आपके गुडीज और आपके प्राइजेस आपको भेज दिए जाएंगे। तो कोई डाउट, या फिर अब मैं स्टार्ट करूँ कहूट?
ओके भैया, थैंक यू, चलता हूँ मैं, बाय।
तुम क्या कर रहे हो भाई, कहूट और अटेंड कर लो।
अभी मैंने कुछ सीखा थोड़े ना, अभी तो आया था।
नहीं नहीं नहीं, मतलब थोड़ा वो ही होगा जो जो हमने, ऐसा कोई वो नॉर्मली क्वेश्चंस होंगे जो आर्डुइनो पे जो जो चीजें हमने बताई है वही, कोई रॉकेट साइंस के क्वेश्चन नहीं होंगे, अटेम्प्ट तुम कर ही सकते हो।
ठीक है, देख लेता हूँ।
ठीक है, मैं लिंक चैट में डाल देता हूँ और स्क्रीन शेयर कर देता हूँ, तुम सब ज्वाइन कर लो कहूट। अब सब अपने अपने नाम से ज्वाइन कर लो, कोई एंजल प्रिया है उसके नाम से ज्वाइन मत करना, वरना बाद में दिक्कत होगी हमें देखने में। जो जो प्रेजेंट है भाई, जो जो पार्टिसिपेट कर सकता है, ये या तो जो मैंने लिंक दिया है वहां पे जाके इस कोड को डाल दो, वरना अपने फोन में कहूट खोल के जो ये कोड दिख रहा है 1641788 ये डाल दो, फिर यहाँ पे फ्लैश होने लगेगा। 2-3 मिनट रुकते हैं, उसके बाद जो जो पार्टिसिपेट आएगा हम स्टार्ट कर देंगे कहूट।
अरे मैं तो अब अकाउंट बनाऊंगा, टाइम लगेगा। चल।
Jay, you can go onto the chat, the link that I have provided for the Kahoot in the chat or in the WhatsApp group, or you can see the code that is being flashed on the screen, that is 164178. You can go onto the Kahoot, join a quiz, and you can enter this code to participate in the Kahoot quiz. कोई बचा है मीट में, जो मीट में और जिसने Kahoot ज्वाइन ना करे हो, या फिर कोई कर रहा हो या किसी को दिक्कत आ रही हो, या स्टार्ट करें हम? किसी को कोई दिक्कत है तो पूछ लो, वरना मैं स्टार्ट कर देता हूँ Kahoot. डाउनलोड द ऐप और website. कमल, जैसे स्क्रीन पे ये कोड दिख रहा है, इसे Kahoot पे जाके एंटर कर दो, वरना इस बार कोड को स्कैन कर लो, यहीं से डायरेक्टली तुम इस Kahoot पे पहुंच जाओगे, वरना लिंक मैंने
ओके
व्हाट्सएप.
ओके ठीक है.
हाँ, एक बार जल्दी ज्वाइन कर ले, फिर मैं स्टार्ट कर देता हूँ. आई गेस तू ही रह रहा है बस. तो मैं स्टार्ट कर रहा हूँ, पर ये कोई मेरे नाम से भी आया हुआ, वो मैं खुद नहीं खेल रहा है, तो चिंता मत करना, मैं तुम्हारा कोई भी प्राइज लेके नहीं जाऊंगा। और अब भी बीच में कोई पार्टिसिपेंट ज्वाइन करता रहता है, तो वो इसी कोड को देख के या इसी क्यूआर कोड को स्कैन करके कभी भी ज्वाइन कर सकता है। तो मैं स्टार्ट करता हूँ कोड। स्टार्टिंग। So we will have a first question on the screen. Yeah, the first question is the how many types of cloud. दीपक ने बताया होगा शायद ये। जो जितनी जल्दी आंसर देगा उसके जितने जीतने के चांसेस ज्यादा रहेंगे। ग्यारह सही, 3 लोगों ने अभी भी गलत कर दिया। कोई नहीं, अब इसके बाद हम फर्स्ट नंबर पे चल रहा है होला, दूसरे पे मोहम्मद आशिक और तीसरे पे है डी। So we will continue to our next question. So coming to your next question, Dash is an example of a software as a service. ये भी दीपक ने बताया था। So the correct answer was Office 365. 7 लोगों ने सही दिया है, 6 लोग मतलब 50-50 यार। अब इसके बाद Muhammad Ashik now comes to the top, Jai Verma at second, Tarang at third position. So we will move to our next question. So the next question onto your screen, 10 crore रुपए के लिए full form of MQTT. ये थोड़ा मुश्किल होगा, अगर किसी ने अच्छे से सुना हो उसे याद होगा। सात तो वो सही, 3 इसके बाद तरांग अगेन एट द सेकंड पोजीशन, मोहम्मद आशिक अभी भी अपनी फर्स्ट पोजीशन को लीड करते हुए, जय वर्मा थर्ड पोजीशन पे। चिंता मत करो, अभी 15 क्वेश्चन है, तुम अच्छे से, जिसने भी स्टार्ट नहीं किया वो भी टॉप पे आ सकता है। Which of the service is not offered by clouds? IaaS, DaaS, both or none of the above? So the scorecard goes like Tarun is again on the first position, Jai Verma slipped down to second, Muhammad Ashik slips down to the third position. Coming to our next question. MQTT has a low bandwidth consumption. Is Satyavachan had true or is it false? You have 14 seconds to answer. Oh, nice. 11 लोगों का सही है, 5 लोगों का भी गलत। Tarang still remains on the first, Jay on second, Muhammad Asif on third, Hola slips down to fourth, and Aditya Chaubey on the fifth position. Coming to our next question, the Wi-Fi module which is used to send data on the platform. ये तो मैंने I guess 3-4 बार रिपीट किया था इसका नाम। ESP8266, ISP7366 PIR। तो 6 लोगों ने तो ढंग से सुना कौन क्या बोल रहा था। अब तरंग फिर से फर्स्ट पोजीशन पे, जय सेकंड पे, आदित्य थर्ड पे, एंड होला की स्ट्रीक बनी हुई है, वो लगा हुआ है पीछे, वो कभी भी ऊपर जा सकता है आपसे। So buckle up your seats. We have our 7th question. The red button in the Arduino Uno stands for, is it a start button or is it a reset button?
Oh, so guys, 10 people have answered correct. And now the first, Jay Verma is holding a first position. And Muhammad Ashik at second. Chobe has a streak. That's great. Now moving to the next question. This is question number 8. What is the sign pins in Arduino stands for? Now the option is digital pins, power pins, PWM pins, analog pins. So let's see how much people are there. Yeah, so 3 people have answered correctly. That's great. Oh, so Muhammad Ali at top. So, oh, Arya will no comment. Oh, that's great. So let's move to the another question. So what does PIR in PIR motion sensor stands for? Yeah, 12, 7, 8. Let's see how many people will answer the correctly. Oh, only 4 people answered correctly. That's passive infrared. Yeah, Jay Verma is again on top, 5,417. Now into the next question. And let's see what is there. Yeah, so what is husk? Let's, and here are 4 options. Let's guess it.
Okay, so what is a husk? There are 4 options in total. Connect to the Arduino, attach the pole. Okay, so 5 people have answered correctly, and rest of them are okay. So Muhammad Ashik on the top, Javeer on second, Arevir on third. Now Tarang on fourth and D on fifth. Okay, the next question: how many pins are there in Arduino Uno? Analog pins. At the time of Arduino, I told you about these are analog pins. And the options are 14 pins, 7 pins, 6, 8. So let's see that how many people have answered it correctly. So 7 people have answered it correctly. Great. And 4 people answered it wrong and 2 are wrong. So Jay Verma creating a streak on top, Aryavir on second, Mohammad Ashik third, Tarang fourth, and some SHIBB on fifth. Great. Now to the next question. The baud rate is commonly used in electronics that use serial communication. The baud rate for this project is, you can probably guess, and you have to about it. So let's see that how many people have answered it correctly. So 3, 2, 1, go, and 6 people answered correctly. 9600. So let's see that who is on the top. Mohammad Ashik on second, Jay Verma on first, Arivir on third, Tarang fourth. So moving on to the 13th and the third last question, the PI motion sensor consists of the following components: transistor, relay, internal voltage regulator, and all of the above. So let's see that how many people will answer it correctly. So 10 answers, and 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's see. 6 people answered it correctly. Internal voltage regulator, 3 answered it correctly, and 6 are wrong. All of the above are wrong. So let's see that who is on the top. Jay Verma again on the top, Aryavir on second, Mohammad Ashik third. So our 14th question, the maximum voltage that we can get from the Arduino Uno simulating these LEDs project I told you about. 12 volts, 3.3, 5 volt, 8 volts, maximum voltage. So let's see that how many people answered correctly. So, okay, so 7 people answered it correctly. 5 volt, the maximum we can get from Arduino is 5 volt. So coming on to the last question, let's say that who will win, true or false. Relay act as a circuit breaker, true or false. So let's see the So 3 people answered it correctly. So now the podium. So this podium will announce the winner. So second is Aryavir, third is Mohammad Ashik, and the first one is Jai Verma. Congrats, Jai Verma. You are on the top. And take a screenshot of this and go on to the IEEE Insta page and message them there. And we will reach you soon, and we will provide you awesome these swags on all things. So with this, Vishu.
So whoever won the quiz, they can take the screenshot of this page. They can tag IEEE DTU on the Instagram, or they can take a screenshot and message any of the admin of the WhatsApp group. So we will provide you the goodies and the other things that you have won. And all the participants who participated and stayed with us for this long workshop, they will all be provided with a participation certificate. And rest all of you can also join IEEE. So with this, we officially conclude our presentation. We have also like to tell you about the membership coordinators who will take you through, who will provide you the membership slips and will get you through IEEE. So I request the coordinators to come and introduce themselves.
So hello everybody. कैसे हो यार? My name is Priyansh. I am one of the membership coordinators at IEEE DTU. I guess तुम सबने IoT की वर्कशॉप एंजॉय की होगी. So यार थोड़ा सा इंटरेक्टिव बनाना. I guess कुछ तो हो तुम में से IEEE में, बाकी जो नहीं हो चाहे चैट में लिख देना. So किसी को आइडिया हुआ IEEE का कुछ भी रैंडम? Anyone?
बस ज्वाइन कर लिया अभी तो.
अरे ऋषु. So सिंपल है यार. IEEE सबसे ओल्डेस्ट सोसाइटी है DTU में जो स्टैंड कर रही है अब तक, टेक सोसाइटी. ऑब्वियसली इंटरनेशनल है तो बेनिफिट्स बहुत सारे हैं हमारे पास. चाहे तुम मेंबरशिप के बेनिफिट्स लो या फिर बेनिफिट लो कि प्रोफेसर से डायरेक्ट कांटेक्ट होता है. अपार्ट फ्रॉम इट तुम अगर देखोगे तो हमारे जो सीनियर्स हैं, जो ये तो जानते ही हैं ऋषु वगैरह की प्लेसमेंट और इंटर्नशिप्स काफी अच्छी निकली हैं इस बार. लाइक गूगल, माइक्रोसॉफ्ट, सब में ही हमारे सीनियर्स प्लेस्ड हैं. काफी बेनिफिट मिलता है उस चीज का. एक अपरेज रहता है, तुम्हें आइडिया रहता है कि चीजें कैसे होती हैं ऑन द कॉर्पोरेट लेवल. सेकेंडली स्पीकिंग, तुम में से किसी ने अगर ओरिएंटेशन अटेंड करी हो तो तुमने देखा होगा हमारे प्रोफेसर्स ने ही इनफैक्ट पिच कर दी थी. जो ई की प्रोफेसर है हमारी, रचना गर्ग मैम. सो उन्होंने डायरेक्टली IEEE स्टूडेंट्स को पिच की थी. तो देख लो कि लाइक एज मिलता है बच्चों को, क्योंकि प्रोफेसर डायरेक्टली कनेक्टेड रहते हैं और तुम रहते हो. तो जिसको भी लाइक इनफैक्ट तुम्हें रिसर्च में जाना हो वगैरह का इंटरेस्ट हो तो यू कैन डायरेक्टली कॉन्टैक्ट विद देम. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट हमारे पास इंटरव्यू प्रिपरेशन सीरीज है जो हमारी चलती है. सो प्रणय सर आपके हैं, वो सारी वो डाल देंगे बेनिफिट्स एंड ऑल जो है ब्रीफ में. मैं आपको फिर भी बता देता हूँ. सो वी हैव इंटरव्यू प्रिपरेशन सीरीज जिसकी हेल्प से एक्चुअली बहुत सारे इस बार थर्ड ईयर्स ने इंटर्नशिप्स बैक की हैं, बहुत ही अच्छी उसमें कंपनीज में. ऑल्सो रिक्रूटमेंट फॉर्म डाल दिया है, ग्रेट. ऑल्सो इंटरनेशनली अक्लेम्ड है, तो POR जो भी होंगी वो आपकी इंटरनेशनली अक्लेम्ड होती हैं. एंड ये PORs एक्चुअली तुम्हारे CV में बहुत बड़ा बूम देती हैं. सो डेफिनेटली इट्स अ हेल्प. अदर देन दैट वी ऑल्सो गिव डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ स्कॉलरशिप्स. एंड ऑब्वियसली IEEE का पार्ट हो तो रिसर्च पेपर वगैरह लिखोगे तो ईजी हेल्प हो जाती है. यू आर डायरेक्टली इन्वॉल्व विद दैट पार्ट. सो डू ज्वाइन इट. एंड कोई डाउट्स हो तो पूछ लो, चैट में लिख दो यार.
हाँ प्रियांश भैया, हेलो.
हाँ कमल बोलो.
भैया जैसे मैं भी हूँ EP में, आपका नेम देख के भी लग रहा है EP में हो, तो EP वालों को इंटर्नशिप में कुछ प्रॉब्लम होती है क्या?
प्रॉब्लम तो नहीं होगी देख, सच बताऊं तो. बट हाँ GPA सही रखियो. अभी कौन सी ईयर में?
मैं फर्स्ट ईयर.
हाँ तो ठीक है, अभी तो टाइम है यार, चिल कर. जीपीए अच्छी रखियो, कंपनी सब खुलेंगी, मोस्टली कंपनीज खुलेंगी, ट्राई टू मेंटेन योर जीपीए की अच्छी है
भैया डबल ई के लिए भी खुलेंगी?
हाँ भाई, कंपनीज मोस्टली खुलती हैं, बाकी चीज जो at the end
कमल कुछ ईपी के बारे में पूछ रहा था, तो मैं भी ईपी में हूँ। तो इनफैक्ट IEEE में ही ईपी में लोग हैं जिनको प्लेसमेंट्स मिली हैं।
और तुम्हारे
तो ऐसा नहीं है
प्रोफेसर
कि
हैं,
ईपी को प्लेसमेंट नहीं
प्रोफेसर
मिलती।
तुम्हारे हैं, उन्होंने माई टैक्स बैक किया है, तो किसी को रिसर्च में जाना हो तो उनसे वो ले सकते हो।
बिल्कुल, लेकिन प्लेसमेंट की बात है, कंपनीज खुलती हैं, और जैसा कि सर ने भी बताया IEEE के अंदर हम इंटर्न प्रिपरेशन भी कराते हैं।
हाँ भैया, कंपनी मैंने सुना है कि ईपी वालों के लिए 70% खुलती है, ऐसा है क्या?
70% वाली कोई चीज नहीं होती एज सच।
देखो, कुछ ऐसी कंपनीज होती हैं जो स्पेसिफिकली बोलते हैं कि हमें कंप्यूटर साइंस के स्टूडेंट चाहिए, बट मेजॉरिटी कंपनीज जो होती हैं, जो बड़ी कंपनीज होती हैं गूगल वगैरह, वो सब भी ईपी के लिए खुलती हैं। तो ऐसा नहीं है कि अपॉर्चुनिटी कम है।
जय वर्मा है क्या यहाँ पे? हाँ जय, जो तूने मेरे को स्क्रीनशॉट भेजा ना यार, ये रिशु वगैरह को भेज दे, वो लोग हैंडल कर रहे हैं कोर्ट का, मिल जाएगा तेरे को जो भी तूने विन किया है।
हाँ भाई, वो मेरे को मैसेज कर दियो व्हाट्सएप पे या फिर इंस्टा पे स्टोरी डाल दियो टैग करके
IEEE को टैग कर दो वहाँ पे।
हाँ, इधर पे तेरे को मिल जाएंगे पैसे, कोई बड़ी नहीं।
मैं आपको व्हाट्सएप पर भेज दूंगा, बट आपका नंबर नहीं है मेरे पास।
तू ग्रुप में है वो जो IoT का बना था?
शायद नहीं।
तो फिर इंस्टा पे
मैं रिशु को शेयर कर देता हूँ, नो इश्यूज। बाकी बताओ यार, किसी को कोई डाउट हो, कुछ पूछना हो, क्यूरियोसिटी हो? क्या सब समझ में आ गया तुम्हें आज के उसमें? बड़े तेरे बच्चे हैं।
और कुछ पूछना हो IEEE रिलेटेड या एकेडमिक से रिलेटेड या कुछ भी जनरल से, तो कोई भी पूछ लो, इतना मत शर्मा भाई। और एक अटेंडेंस फॉर्म और याद से भर देना तुम्हें, अगर पार्टिसिपेशन
अगर सर्टिफिकेट चाहिए तो ये भर देना। चलो आई गेस ठीक है, नो इश्यूज, रैप करते हैं। Okay, thank you guys, thanks for attending.